Good morning, everyone in webinar land. This is Chris. I'm the marketing coordinator with Amplio, and I'm here with Daniela. She's the operations manager with Amplio.
Good morning, everyone.
And as you can tell by the first slide, it is the holiday season, and we are going over the last webinar of the year. We're wrapping up 2015, and we're going to go over everything we learned and some things we did not learn yet this year. So we're going to go over your marketing review call, a preview, starting now with these hosts. Daniela, Chris, Jackie, unfortunately, is out due to seasonal health reasons, as you can imagine, a flu. But if this is your first webinar, you may not know we have frequently asked questions. This isn't our first rodeo, but so often we've been asked, will there be Q&A after the webinar? Yes. Will I get a copy of the slides after the webinar? Yes. And how do I ask a question? You just type it into GoToWebinar. So also, if you have questions, you can tweet us at Amplio_tech for technology. And what we're going to cover today, I kind of gave you a little preview in the beginning, but we're going to show you how you can be making the most of your marketing review call. Last time we did a poll to just gauge how many people actually have taken advantage of their marketing review call, and the majority did, but this is a refresher. And also, if you haven't done some things that we mentioned in your marketing review call way back when, we're just going to cover them again so you can take advantage of them in 2016. We're also going to show you tips on updating your website, social media regularly, and awesome marketing tips from 2015. And we're just going to kick it off. I'm going to pass the ball to Daniela because she knows so much about the marketing review call and does it every day, basically. So this will be the kickoff, making the most of your marketing review call. Step one, obviously, Danielle, is you got to complete your questionnaire, right?
Yeah, you got to complete your questionnaire. We just initialized the marketing call by sending a simple questionnaire out to all retailers to make sure that we identify and know what it is that they're doing to market their business, and just to better understand going into the call what it is that retailers are actually doing. Everyone, as you know, is doing different things to market their business. And we'd like to understand before we go into the call, and that's why the questionnaire is so important to fill out before the call.
So, looks like, I've seen the script. I see what questions you ask. You ask such things as, are you a local or nationwide retailer? Do you have specific target demographics you're trying to reach as a retailer? Do you have a referral program in place? A lot of these are very detailed questions that we dive into. Obviously, people are asking why so many questions, but you know the reason, Daniela,
yeah.
And they're explained right here, and you're going to go into more depth.
Yeah, definitely. So the reason why we asked if you're a local or nationwide retailer is just to see how we would optimize your website depending on what your obviously target market is. If you're a local retailer, we want to make sure that we focus on the local community and customize and optimize the website to fit your local neighborhood's needs, so that when somebody lands on your website, they can see that you are a local retailer that they can actually walk into, a local retailer that they can go to at any time, and they can find you easily online. If you're a nationwide retailer, we definitely want to go ahead and express that you are servicing customers across the United States. So then we would probably update the website to have a featured banner that has that says that you are a nationwide retailer, that you can service customers nationwide.
And I know you've told me this, but I just wanted to make sure everyone else out there knows. But when they are a local retailer, let's just say, for example, you target their keywords that relate to their region. So let's say we're in Agora Hills, but right next door is Calabasas and Tarzana and West Hills and blah, blah, blah. So you would take advantage of those keywords, and let's say they're a retailer for, internet. You would, use the keywords internet, Tarzana, or internet services in Agora Hills, yes. And that would help direct traffic to their website.
Yeah, from the nearby cities along with the city that you currently are servicing.
So if you've done your marketing review call in the past, but may not have covered everything you should, you can go back and say, actually, I want to mention these keywords in my area because surrounding people often miss my business, and I want them to come on in. So I think we should start capturing those searches by using those keywords on my website.
Yeah, definitely. We have a section on the website that's called serving areas, which is where we place all of the cities that are nearby or that the retailers are actually servicing.
Very cool. And you obviously use Google Analytics and all the social media analytics that, by the way, we'll go into shortly. But you use that to fine-tune their marketing for specific demographics, like man ages 18 to 30 or something.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then what's with the referral program? Like, how do you help them with that?
Well, the referral program, there is different referral programs out there that retailers are using. Some retailers use the corporate referral program, which we have assets for. Some retailers have their own, gift card referral, or if you refer this many people, I give you a gift, or there's different things that they're running. And the reason why we want to learn about your referral program is so that we can make sure that referral program is on your website. Not all, like I said, not all retailers are using the corporate referral program. Mm-hmm. So if it is different, we identify that and we add that to your website. If you have the corporate referral program, then obviously we go ahead and we put that in as well.
That makes sense. And as you can see on the screen, there are other questions similar to that, and we add these creative elements to your website as you need them.
Yes.
So we'll just do it all, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you serve.
Yeah.
So step 2 obviously is the marketing review call, which we went into, but it's actually a deeper dive into the questionnaire to understand your marketing.
Yeah.
So
step 2 is basically, not only diving into the answer that you've actually answered about the questionnaire, mm-hmm. But just getting to know the business a little more in depth. So this helps us identify everything else you're doing that you didn't answer on the questionnaire.
That makes sense. And obviously, once you fill out your questionnaire, you just want to hit the ground running. So they receive a marketing timeline that we customize according to how they've answered the questionnaire. And it'll look something like this. It's just a sample for a fake company called DinoCo. And, they take advantage of direct mail and newspaper, and they go to events. So this is similar to what we use on the back end, but the retailers out there, they also get a timeline.
Yes. So the whole purpose of the marketing call is to understand the retailer's business. You have a designated marketing coach that will be working with you, that'll understand what it is that you're doing to market your business. Once you guys have the call is the timeline. This timeline is prioritized based off of the conversation that you had during the marketing review call. What your marketing coach will do is take everything that you guys spoke about on the marketing call and actually put it into this timeline and give you a date of the task that you guys would be completed. And you guys would tackle these tasks on a bi-weekly basis. And it is important to tackle them on a bi-weekly basis, mm-hmm. because again, mm-hmm. as you all know or may not know, search engines are looking for fresh content on websites. So
Definitely.
Working every 2 weeks on a different task for your website, mm-hmm. is going to help you out there on the search engines.
That makes sense. And speaking of which, I'll have a slide coming up that will show the best ways you can take advantage of updating your website to impact your search engine ranking.
Yeah.
So, they'll get a timeline like this, but it'll be custom to however they want to, advertise.
Yeah. So you may tell your marketing coach that you have a direct mail piece coming up in the next week after you guys spoke. Mm-hmm. So therefore, your first task may be direct mail. The reason being is because we want to go ahead and tie in a landing page to that direct mail pieces.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And be able to go ahead and add it to your direct mail piece. And then after that, you may have an event coming up. So then your next task would be an event. And then after that, we may want to go ahead and optimize a website with your team members. So we mm-hmm. want to go ahead and put in team member content. And all of these tasks come with an actual document, mm-hmm. that'll help and provide you information on what you need to provide to us so that we can put that on the website.
Oh, that's cool. So they get a task, they get a supporting doc that'll explain how to accomplish this task.
Yes.
And they can do it at any pace they want. Bi-weekly they'll get tasks, but they can do it faster if they want. The main point is that we want them to continuously update their website and not just do everything at once.
Yeah.
And then they'll have nothing left to do. And then they won't get any more customers. So we don't want that. But obviously step 4, like we said, we want to complete the tasks. Then they'll get a follow-up call.
Yeah.
And, basically to encourage them, we want to let them know to update their website. Like you said, Daniela, bi-weekly, complete those tasks on your marketing timeline.
Yeah, and something very important is that this marketing timeline is a living, breathing document. It's something that every single time you speak to your marketing representative, every 2 weeks, you will let them know if you have any new marketing campaigns that you're running. If you're doing something else that's different with your business. It'll also give you the opportunity to learn more tips and tricks if they have any for you. So completing your task on time and moving on to the next one is definitely recommended because we want to make sure that you keep moving forward with your website.
For sure. And we have evidence of, we'll see that soon, but we have case studies to show how this will impact your growth and help out your business. Just on the train of thought, no pun intended with the slide, but we're talking about updating your website and how it'll impact your Google ranking. Well, obviously, fresh, high-quality websites often experience higher search engine rank. Fresh, high-quality meaning they're posting updates on their website regularly, and it's high-quality resource information that people will come to, and that traffic will convert deeper and deeper into the page by clicking other parts of your website and staying on your website. That'll show Google that it's a high quality website because people are sticking around. They're going there for a reason. And like I mentioned just a second ago, this is a study by Moz, which is a search engine, or let's just say an SEO company that we like to use as a resource, speaking of resources. And they've actually quantified, I'm not going to put in the numbers, but they showed what impacts your website the most. And I've just given you a list in order without the numbers, but obviously your quality of links and your domain level authority, all that means is how long you've been on the internet and how often people come to your website. There's an invisible ranking that Google will have on their end. It used to be called PageRank. They removed it from Google Analytics in 2014, but it's an invisible number that we don't know. There's third-party websites where we can look it up, but how trustworthy is that? I don't know. But Google will know how your domain is ranked, and that will be the highest indicator. Obviously, in order to rank it higher, you need to have linking sources to high-quality websites, not just your friend's website to help him or her out, but reliable news sources or any government websites with tips on whatever you need to service. Those high quality websites and linking to them will validate that your website is also high quality, as long as traffic comes to your website to the other high quality website. That'll help rank your website up. On-page optimization, like Daniela said, includes keyword usage and content quality. And again, we just keep hammering the word quality because it's a subjective word, but to Google, all it means is that people are sticking around and coming to your website and going throughout your website in different areas.
Yeah, and to touch a little more on the content, when we ask for you guys to send over content for the website, such as a mission statement or information on an event. We have an in-house content team that actually takes over that information that you sent over and optimizes it with relevant keywords to your local area, whether you're nationwide. We also have ask on the marketing review call, do you have any other products that you are currently servicing? Obviously that are not competitive to what you're currently selling now, whether it's Dish or HughesNet.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not competitive, then we allow you to put them on the website, again, to help link from what you're putting on there. So for example, if you put a Better Business Bureau ad panel on the website because you're a member of the Better Business Bureau, you want to go ahead and have the Better Business Bureau put a link out from their website to your business as well.
That's right, because it's not just about linking to other websites, because anyone could say, oh, well, if I link to all these Fortune 500 websites from mine, then that should increase my Google rank. It's more like it's a scratch your back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that right. Yeah. It's actually 8, like 15 on the West Coast. So, but anyway, Google just understands that if high quality websites are linking to yours, then that must validate your website. So more factors for impacting your Google ranking include your visitor traffic, obviously your click-through rate. That's what I was talking about when people land on your page and then dive deeper. Click-through rate for queries just means that whatever they search into the Google search engine, like Tarzana internet services or something, whatever those keywords point to, if they point to their website and people go to your website, that'll tell Google that people are searching for those keywords, then finding your website and staying on your website. And if more people do that, Google will keep ranking you higher and higher and higher, hopefully. And mentions of your brand and domain name in news and media and press also impacts your ranking, obviously, because like we just mentioned, like these high quality websites, if they name your website and include a link, that makes you very official. And then least influential impacts include, exact match keyword domains. So let's say that, you have a domain name, or people just search a specific name, but it's so niche and not a ton of traffic goes to it. Well, Google doesn't really care so much about that. They just want to hear broader keywords like Tarzana internet services or something. Not so much like, who's the guy who works at the Tarzana insurance services? Like that's too exact match for Google to really care. And obviously not a lot of people are searching that. So it's not going to hugely impact your score.
Yeah.
And then lastly, your quantity and quality of tweeted links, your Facebook shares, your Google Plus ones, etc. All of those mentions from social media to your website are important on a social level, but on an SEO level, meaning search engine optimization, it may not be such a huge indicator to why your website is ranked the way it is. All it really should be used for is to share on your social media, or basically to measure like how you're performing on social media. That's what you should think about when you look at your likes and your plus ones, and don't think so much of how they impact your website rank. If you have a social media page and Google, and that goes to, and it directs to your website, let's say you have a link on your Facebook page, it goes to your website and people go to it, that's the best way to pull traffic to it.
And again, during the marketing call and after the marketing call, and every single time we probably talk to every single one of you, we recommend that you're posting on your Facebook, on your Google Plus, or any social media at least twice a week to be able to drive traffic.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's, and by the way, those specific, numbers and what we've discovered from Moz and from HubSpot and other search engine or marketing websites, the research that we've pulled, that's coming up. It's also been mentioned in previous webinars. So just ask Daniela and her team for any of those tips, because we've covered it into more detail than obviously this wrap-up webinar will give you. So, but just mentioning the case study that we talked about, you actually like pulled these numbers, and this, you can speak to this. This retailer way better than I do.
Yeah. So Bamtex is a very successful retailer on the platform. He started with us for his marketing review call back in November of last year, which has been over a year now. Since we started, the actual program for the marketing coach. And they've been working with us, and just on a bi-weekly basis have, provided us with everything that we've asked for to optimize the website. But not only that, we become more of the marketing partner. When Billy from Bamtex has questions about, other people or other companies pursuing him for, traffic to his website, or has Google contacting him and saying, hey, you need to do Google AdWords or things like that for different campaigns that he's doing to market his business or that he may be doing in the future. He contacts us and he says, hey, Daniela or Yesenia or anybody else on the team, is there do you guys think this is the best route to go? How is this going to benefit me in the future? And things like that. So we definitely research those things for him and get back to him. But more importantly, what we're looking at here is ever since he started back in October, November of last year with his website, we've seen an increase in his leads and visits to his website. And as you can see, it just continues to increase month over month. Here on the graph, you'll be able to see, he fluctuates, he goes up and down with leads and visits. But overall, there is a trend line, that the straight line that you see there, that trend line is actually showing that he is trending upward on a month-to-month basis. So very successful retailer, is doing everything that we're asking him to do, and is actually asking us for advice on his marketing as well. And is very happy with the program.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And there are many more examples like that.
Yes.
You just love Billy. You just wanted to share his case
Yeah.
study. You mention his company all the time, so why not? Yeah. And thanks, by the way, Billy, if you're listening. Thank you for letting us use you as an example. So perfect. I see him in the webinar. Awesome.
Yes, thank you, Billy, from me and the team as well.
Awesome. And, that just wraps up the marketing review call refresher. If you've heard it before, or for the first time, that was the marketing review call. So there'll be contact information at the end, so stay tuned. And obviously, you want to hear all the things that you've never heard before, including marketing tips in 2015.
Yeah, and if you haven't had your marketing review call, it is very important to call us and have that. If you have had your marketing review call, I know there's there's some retailers that didn't keep up with it or are lacking on providing us with their task or their information. Just pick up on it and give us a call. We're here to answer any questions or pick up wherever you left off.
And if you see these dips, these fluctuations in your leads or your traffic and whatnot, that can be for seasonal reasons, or it could be because you're trying something and it may not be performing the way you want. So analytics will come in and help you fine tune your marketing campaign. That's what we're going to go into next. How to use analytics for social media. Like I've mentioned, we've covered this in previous webinars, but this is just to go over what we've covered in 2015. If you have a Facebook business page, you can access it by, logging into Facebook, your personal page that's linked to it, clicking on this downward caret, it'll show your business page pop up. You click on it, and then you'll get this little menu. And you want to click on Insights. That's what they call analytics. So once you're logged into your personal page that's linked to your business page, click on Insights, and you'll access your analytics. And they look something like this. This is an overview, but you can see specifically likes throughout the week, throughout the month. You can go to reach, you can go to visits, posts, videos, people. Again, if you want a deeper explanation, just check out our previous webinars and ask Daniela and her team to provide the links for you. But basically, as you can see, when you post things, some will perform better than others. Engagement rate means who's clicking, commenting, liking your posts. If you see a higher engagement rate, then obviously you want to continue doing whatever you're doing to make it work. And if it's not performing so well, you want to fine tune it to match what the others are doing. And then your reach is just your organic reaches. Once you post something on your page and your followers like it, let's say, that like will show up on their followers' news feed, and then that will cascade, and hopefully that organic traffic will come to your Facebook page and to your website, but in the meantime, they'll be clicking and liking and commenting on your posts, and that's what you want to do. So find something engaging, and then once you see the reach, you measure how well it's performing, and all that means is all these organic followers out there are liking it or not liking it. So specifically throughout the day, you can find hours and times of the day that audiences are available anyway. If you want a higher organic reach, you want to know what times they're online. So you can just go to the post section of your insights and then cross your cursor over all these days to see, which traffic, which days get the most traffic. Sunday apparently gets the most traffic for us, but certain times of the day, there's more audiences out there, so we probably want to post around then so they actually see it. And this will be different for everyone, so you just want to inspect your analytics by just doing what I was showing you. And then here is Twitter's analytics, and it works the very same way. You just go to your business page, click on analytics, and then they have a lot of factors in their analytics. They even cover their interests, and obviously we're a marketing company, so 80% of our audience is interested in marketing, but you can see what your followers are interested in and fine tune your posts to match their interests. Even if it's music or something completely unrelated to your business, you can find creative ways to tie that into your marketing campaigns or your business, and you can find viral videos too, because obviously those perform well. And you just don't want to keep promoting your business all the time. You want to also just share knowledge and something fun to keep them following you. And again, this is another explanation of how to schedule Facebook posts, even though some of you may have already seen it. But all it is you just go to post something. Instead of publish, you click on the little arrow and click schedule, and you can schedule your posts whenever you want. So if you're expecting to travel or go on vacation or something, and you want to maintain your business page traffic, and you have like some free time to actually add some posts and schedule them, that would keep your marketing timeline on track and accomplishing all your tasks on time. And especially like if you have this momentum of these this organic reach that keeps climbing and climbing and climbing, you want to keep that going. So schedule your Facebook posts and make it easier for yourself, because basically Facebook's analytics changed, where they measure your engagement rate and your organic reach and whatnot and they basically use that to determine how often your news will show up in your followers' news feed. Okay. So if you have a bunch of likes and you have a high engagement rate and you have a high organic reach, then obviously Facebook's going to reward you by showing more of your posts in news feeds, in your followers' news feeds. So keep it going. If you slow down or you stop completely, that's going to kill your numbers, and it'll take longer to recover than if you just kept it going steadily.
So maybe going back into the scheduling, do you advise these retailers to go in and create perhaps like a scheduling calendar?
Yes.
How often do you advise that? Like once a month, before the month, the new month, or?
Yeah, I would do it obviously the month before, and we have an example of a calendar coming up, and Jackie actually made a calendar template that we'll share with everyone, and it'll be a downloadable file that you can export and use yourself. But basically, we'll show you what we do, so we can lead by example and what works for us. Let's say like Monday motivation is like a trending hashtag. So on Mondays of every month, we post something motivational. Okay. And then Thursdays, we'll target our retailers or our clients, and we'll give them a shout out. You want to find what works for you based off of your analytics, or just get a feel for what your followers like online, and then create your calendar, which again, I'll show you ours in a minute. But for now, like this Buffer, speaking of which, I mentioned it in a previous webinar, but Buffer app has a calendar feature. They also have scheduling tools for not just Facebook, but for Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. So if you just want to schedule posts on Facebook, great, I just showed you how. If you want to schedule across all social media simultaneously, or just schedule them simultaneously and then they'll post whenever you want them to, I'll show you how. So you go to bufferapp.com. You may have to download a plugin if you use Chrome, and all this plugin, this Buffer extension they also call it, is just a button. So when you're looking at news or you're finding articles or videos, you can click on this button, and what will happen is a pop-up will appear, and it will show you, your social media links. Let's just say this is ours, it's just a mock-up, but you click on your Facebook page and your LinkedIn page and whatever you want, and then type whatever your post is going to be. For Facebook, it has to be separate because of their terms and conditions. LinkedIn and the rest will auto-populate up here, and then you can just add it to your queue if you want, but you can type whatever you want here. And then you just go to the next section, which is the power scheduler, and you determine whatever you just created for a post, when you want to post it, and on what platform. So that's an easier way to do it than on Facebook that I just showed you, and it's free.
Oh, okay, so it's free.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's like, okay, Chris, like just get to the, is it free or not?
No.
So that's what we also take advantage of because it saves time,
Yeah.
And also, like I mentioned, actually I didn't say this yet, but there's a calendar feature and a scheduler feature, but there's also analytics and Buffer, so you can go to one place and see all this. The content calendar, Daniela, that you just brought up, this is our template. This is this is just an example that we've given you. You'll get a template, but we do Monday motivation posts. We make branded pictures on a website that I will show you shortly. But these, marketing tactics work for us, but you should find your own. And for Saturdays and Sundays, although on Twitter or Facebook or wherever those analytics we just looked at, Sunday is one of the busiest times for our audience. Maybe we should change how our marketing is on Sundays for Facebook, let's say. So those analytics will tell you what your audience or how your audience behaves, so you have to fine tune accordingly. And then the 80-20 rule, which covers all social media platforms, is a rule of thumb that you want to use, which is you share 80% entertaining educational posts and then 20% promotional posts, so that you're not bothering your followers every day with just ads and promotions.
Promotions.
Yeah.
Scaring them away.
Yeah, you don't follow a business page just to get their promos. You do it to find out, more about them, or to, if they share something funny, obviously you initially follow them. And if they continue sharing fun, educational things, you continue following them.
Yeah.
So get on the bandwagon, do the 80-20 rule. And if you are pretty much like void of inspiration, or you think you can't find any more news articles that apply to your business, well, then Feedly is a website that we've used, and we have a demo of it in a previous webinar. Ask Danielle if you'd like to see it. And Feedly is just a content curation website that you can find your specific topics that you want to read about, and then you can search by your title or your topic as it shows in the field, and then it'll populate all this news that you want to read or share with your audience. So that's a very solid resource that you want to take advantage of if you just don't have the time or can't find all the news that you want to share. And then, like you mentioned, Danielle, the frequency and posting times, we have just an overview of this. Previous webinars went into more depth, so check them out. But social media best practices from research that we've seen on HubSpot and Moz and aforementioned companies, but 1 to 2 posts per day on Facebook is recommended, 3 posts per day on Twitter, obviously because they have a shorter lifespan, because they're just tweets, and everyone is tweeting every other second, and 1 post per day for LinkedIn and Google Plus, because they're more like professional, platforms that they don't expect to share all these like viral fun things all the time. Ideal post length should be fewer than 80 characters, just so you don't swamp people's news feeds with like paragraphs of posts that they just aren't going to read anyway. They just want to see the content.
Scroll right by the news feed if we put more than 80 characters.
Or click on the video. So make it easier for them. And then engaging content, like I said, relevant news, you can find that on Feedly. If you have office events or fun photos, you want to share that. And then the 80-20 rule is, we just covered it, be educational and fun 80% of the time, 20% be promotional, and always stay positive. And then your checklist for social media should include all of these actions. So definitely update your profile and cover photos all the way to the bottom to add photos and videos, add your website link. And we're about to go to the section where they can create very awesome looking cover photos.
Great. I'm excited to see that.
This is the most exciting part. The awesome marketing tips from 2015 that we've learned and shared with you, or are about to share. we're going to just jump into visuals because often we've heard from you retailers that you might explore other retailers' Facebook pages for photos, or you may be annoyed, rightfully so, when people rip off your photos. So where can you find free photos? So obviously you don't want to find just any photo and then use it on your business page, because this happened to me once when I was a marketing manager at an insurance company. We got fined like $2,000
Wow.
by Shutterstock,
Yeah.
which is not a free photo resource website, but we did not read, or Chris didn't read the copyright terms correctly, and I use them for business when it should have been used for personal reasons or something. I forget which, but you just want to follow your copyright. Just follow whatever the copyright is for the photo, which I'll explain shortly. These are the websites to find free photos, by the way.
And not only that, but you want to create your own branding. You want to be able to create your own photos that you can share at all times. You can possibly even put in your logo in there and, not have to use somebody else's.
Right.
Be different.
Yeah, and I'll show you how to do that, but these are the websites for free photos. The most popular and the one that shows the copyright license for each photo, so you're not scared to use it, is commons.wikimedia.org/wiki/main_page. Go to that website and you'll see, actually I'll show you in a second, but all the rest are right here. You can also download this slide, negativespace.co, that must be in the UK. Actually that's misspelled, death to the stockphoto.com, PicJumbo, InSplash, and Unsplash. Check out those websites. But I'm just going to jump to Wikimedia Commons. This is, a pretty sick picture of a Christmas tree. And if I want to use it, I have to read the creative license for it. It tells me that I'm free to share it, to remix it, and so I will. And, just rolling right through this, you're talking about creating your own photos. If you are, let's say, not the best at finding pretty colors to create your own photos, or you have like your logo and you want to see what complementary colors go with it, you go to this website called Paletin and you find your color, and then you can scroll, around with all these little dots, and you can find your, adjacent colors or complementary colors or what have you, and it'll suggest to you use these colors together because they are amazing together. They just work like psychologically and or just like aesthetically. So this is what we recommend to use. We use it if you're creating your own photos, so that you're not creating all these like garish ads that scare people away, especially if you have all these flyers or you have landing pages or whatnot. You want to make sure that they're pretty to look at because people want to read what's on it.
Yeah.
And then this is the website that I was talking about. Canva.com is an amazing website, and we were super fortunate to take advantage of it early on when they're in beta, and they thanked us for it and said, share our website with the world. So we are, and this is where you can find these templates for the correct dimensions for a Facebook post. You might, let's say, make a Facebook post and then the picture get cut off and you're annoyed and you're thinking, how come it did that? You go to Canva and you have a template for your Facebook post, so you can actually create pictures or drag and drop. Oh my gosh, drag and drop. My coffee's catching up with me. Drag and drop those images into the template or your logo into the template to create a Facebook photo. You can also.
So you can use what they currently have there and
Oh,
then
for sure.
add to it.
Yeah, look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. It's so cool. I mean,
so they can do their can they do like their Christmas cards here? Or?
Oh, totally. I mean,
wow.
Look at this. It's like they have US letterhead, resume. Okay, these are like the boring ones, but like below they have flyers, they have all this other stuff. Up top it's social media, but yeah, they have all of that.
Oh, okay.
So it's templated out and measured so that it won't get cut off online or in real life. So this is cool because the Facebook cover photo. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it mobile friendly?
Yes, of course.
That's great.
No, this is so cool. Okay, check this out. This cover photo template it was basically gray, but they have these like suggested free templates that you can use or modify, and then you just click on it and it'll appear right here, and right here it'll show your cover photo so you know where it cuts cut off, because often I see retailers or business pages have a cover photo, but part of it gets cut off and it's like a phone number or something important. And people are like, okay, like, how do I? And you could click on it and see the photo.
So it can come up, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're just showing it plain and simple, you want it to look amazing and professional. So this breaks it down for you and shows you where the cutoff is. And this is just Facebook cover photo. They also have it for Twitter and everything. And like I said, it's amazing and you should use it. And it's super easy to use.
Chris, how often do you advise for these retailers to be changing their cover photo?
Every month,
okay.
I would say. Because, I mean, think about it. There's holidays, there's seasonal changes that affect business or people's lives that you want to, obviously evoke. So if it's Thanksgiving, you should probably have, or like the fall time, you could have like a cool fall back to school, back to college, or prepare for the holidays or Black Friday sale or whatever. There's all these different things that you can use for a cover photo. And you just got to catch your imagination on fire.
So basically, yeah. Canva has to become everyone's best friend. Huh?
Exactly. It's ours. I mean, Jackie loves it. If we had a choice, we would buy stock in it. But this is highly recommended because it's so easy to use. And, if you want, we can go into, this is the last webinar of the year. But if you want, like next year, we can kick it off with a full demo of how to use this tool. But if you don't want to wait, then don't, because it's really easy to use. Okay. You can just jump on canva.com and create a free profile, by the way. Free. This is also free. Everything we're recommending here is free to use. And there are templates that you can buy. There are like dollar cover photos if you want. But if you create a one, it's free. So do that.
Great.
And to wrap it up, we'll go to Q&A right after this, but what we learned this year and what we're sharing with all of you, there's a buzz term for it going around, found on Wikipedia of all places, but it's called inbound marketing. And what it is we're certified in inbound marketing. You can also out there become certified in inbound marketing and learn what inbound marketing is. I'm about to show you where, but all inbound marketing is it's the nature of marketing activities that bring visitors in rather than marketers having to get their leads' attention by billboards or traditional advertisement like TV ads or something. Like that's push or that's push marketing. This is pull or inbound marketing, where you pull people in with educational or informative content that you just kind of casually share on your Facebook page, let's say, but it's good, it's gold, that is going to drive traffic. That's inbound marketing that is going to grab people's attention and like attract them rather than like interrupting their show with like a TV ad and they're like, yeah, I don't care. They're tuned out at this point. But if they're just exploring Facebook and they come across your website or they look actively on Google for an answer, let's say like, where is there, cheap internet in my area or something, then they'll find your website, and that's inbound marketing. Like you're attracting them. So this process, we became inbound certified by HubSpot. And you can get, this is the website right here, you can go to academy.hubspot.com, and they're an East Coast, Boston website. They used to be a startup, now they're, they've started up so well that they're never coming down, but you can basically tell anyone to get certified by HubSpot because they have questions and education and demos that can help anyone. If you're already a marketing major, you can learn more. You can fine tune your digital skill sets, as they say. Or if you're not into marketing or you're not an expert marketer at all, you can just learn the foundations. If you're a college student, if you have an intern in your office, let's say, and you want him or her to fine tune his or her skills, then get inbound certified because that will happen. And then entrepreneurs just looking to build up their business can also learn this. And it's not just inbound marketing, but it's just like broad everything about marketing history. So you can
Yeah, it's
put it
great.
into context, you know?
Not only that, it explains why inbound marketing is so important. And Chris, if you don't mind, just
Mm-hmm.
touching base on what marketing used to be like a little before, I mean, in the past
Yeah.
times,
Mm-hmm.
and why inbound marketing is so important. You just went over that.
Mm-hmm.
But can you go over how traditional marketing used to work or old marketing used to work, if you want to call it?
Yeah, like interruptive, it would probably
Right?
be the best way to put it. And that's ineffective nowadays because people are so, glued to their screens, let's say, that they aren't, I mean, let's be real. They may be glued to their screens when they're driving that they don't even see billboards,
Yeah.
These huge ads that used to work because people had nothing better to do while sitting in traffic than to look up. They're not doing that anymore. So people are, on social media on their lunch breaks or something. So you have to go to where people's attention is, and they're actually just looking for what they specifically want to know.
Yeah, there's no more of like, hey, you're watching TV and this annoying commercial comes on.
Right. I mean,
Or
you can skip all that nowadays when
yeah,
you
with the
record it.
DVR.
Yeah, and so everyone knows like where this direction of marketing is headed. It's inbound marketing because people just want to find out what they solely want to know. So provide information that's, helpful and specific to
Educational.
your audience's needs, and you can find that out by their interests on Twitter, let's say, or your analytics on any social media page, but also by capturing certain keywords on your website that people will search in Google that
Okay.
will direct traffic to your website.
Which, by the way, we do
Yes.
already, so that's great. We also tie in the keywords into any content that they send
Mm-hmm.
over. So
Yeah, it's solid. So definitely take advantage of inbound marketing, and we are inbound certified.
and it's completely free, right?
It is completely free, yes.
Great.
And this is free as well. This is a free survey that we are sending out. But we want to see how well we are doing and how we can continue to help you and serve you and improve your business and make your life awesome. So obviously the new year's coming up. So we want to help you next year.
Yeah,
We're
so
going to send you a survey.
yeah, so the survey will identify, what we've done good, what we need to do in the future, and what else, uh, as a retailer and a small business, you would like to know in the future.
Definitely. So send it or check it out. We're going to be sending it out shortly. Probably not today,
Before
but
the end of the year.
that's right. And this is what we covered today. We went over making the most of your marketing review call and updating your website and social media regularly. Awesome marketing tips from 2015. Some of these are explained in greater depth in previous webinars, so please check them out. This is an overview website to close up the year. So thank you for listening, by the way, and joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy holidays too. Definitely give us a call, and we'll go to Q&A now if there are any. If there's not, totally understand because they're probably holiday shopping already. So
not only that, we've covered everything that basically, highlights throughout the year. So
that's right. And we get speaking of inbound, we get emails and whatnot after webinars. So you can contact us any which way that you see on the screen and let us know if you have questions or whatnot. But we'll just take like a few seconds more just to see if like anyone has any outstanding questions that we haven't already answered on Twitter or in GoToWebinar. If you do, now's the time to ask. If not, again, thank you for joining. And it looks like we've pretty much covered what they needed to know. Nothing yet.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
We look forward to a whole new year of working with everyone and helping your small business grow.
That's right. Daniela, thank you for joining me. It's been an awesome year. And you're going to get an awesome Christmas present now because you're my co-host. Thank you so much. And have a happy, safe holiday. Bye-bye.